Hi, everyone. Welcome to Around the Table, where we dive into real, unfiltered conversations about all aspects of life.
Yes.
Right, girls?
Yes.
These discussions are honest, transformative, and designed to inspire. We're so excited to have you with us. And welcome to our first episode.
Yeah, come on.
Episode 1.
Episode 1. We did it. We're here.
Let's go. Okay. So today we're going to discuss, well, actually, you guys are just going to get to know us as the viewers. We're going to introduce ourselves. Actually, we're going to introduce each other.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give you a little scoop about who we are and what we're about and what we've been about and all the things.
So
Love
good.
it.
So
Yes.
I'm going to start with my friend Heather. This is Heather Ferrante.
Yay.
She's one of my best friends, and I'm so excited to have her with us. She is the founder of the Esther Experience. Maybe some of you viewers have experienced some of her beauty that she has set the table for. She's a global speaker. She is an author of 3 books, not 2, but 3.
Yeah.
She is definitely a driver. She is a world traveler.
Yes.
She is a beauty maker.
Yeah.
She is a professional makeup artist. She does fancy hair extensions. And most of all, not most of all, but she also just really is intentional about setting beautiful spaces for women.
Yes.
My favorite thing about you is your authenticity, the beauty that you carry inside and out. And she made all of us beautiful today, which is amazing. Thank you, Heather.
Yes.
And I'm just so thankful that, our husbands were friends first, and they introduced us, I should say, and instantly connected. It was like Heather has said, we're kindred spirits.
Yeah.
And I'm just so thankful that you're in my life, and I'm so thankful that we get to walk out this season together.
Yes, likewise,
I
my
love
friend,
you.
I love you. So
Yes.
good. And I get the honor and privilege to introduce our friend, Jennifer Adnams, who we also call Jif, kind of like
Yes.
the peanut butter.
Yes.
We'll
the
share that
honorable
story.
Jif.
Yeah, honorable
Yes.
Jif, yes, but you can share that story another time. But you have had 30 years of experience in the education world. Yes. And you have been married for 33 years, which is amazing. I'm just thinking about that. Like, we have all been married for decades
Yes.
to the same guy.
And
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just,
Husband of
amazing.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So over 100 years of experience together in
Yes.
marriage and life and family with just the 4 of us around the table, which is really
Yes.
amazing. So mom, children, and just adult children, and just recently you were elected to the school board here in South Orange County for Capo Unified School District,
Yep.
which is a
Yes.
huge win, which I'm so proud of
Big
you for just
win.
going
Big
after that.
win.
So it's very exciting. You're an author, you're a speaker, and you just bring, one of my favorite things about Jeff is that she is just so funny. Like,
Yes.
you bring humor
Yes.
and just that lighthearted sense of just being together and making us all laugh. And
Yeah.
I absolutely love that about you. So I'm so
Yes.
excited that you're a part of the table with all of us.
Oh, I
We
love you,
all
Heather.
do.
Thank
Thank
you. I get the privilege of introducing you all to my beautiful, amazing friend, Joanne Johnson. This is Joanne. Joanne is a wife also of 33 years. So I think you guys got married before we did. When's your anniversary?
June 15th.
You beat us by 2 months.
Yes.
We're a little wiser.
They have a lot more.
60 days on you.
A mother of 3, and most importantly, Joanne is Gigi to 4 amazing, beautiful grandchildren who we all get to call our own grandchildren. We all love them so much. Joanne is also the founder and CEO of a business called Give For.
Yes.
And it's a company that helps businesses with their strategic giving. She's got such a giving heart, and she's going to tell you about that in a minute. She was the co-founder of Kingdom Women Global, an organization that helps equip and empower women to walk in their God-given purpose and identity. She's a speaker, a mentor, author. She's written 2 books. One of them is a 30-day devotional called You Is Needed. And it's an amazing book. You can find it on Amazon. And then we're all excited for Joanne's upcoming book called Resilient Friendships. And Joanne is an amazing friend.
Yes.
She, so yeah, there's so many things I could say about Joanne. One of my favorite things is that she laughs at all my jokes, which is kind of important to me. And Joanne is the most connected person that I know. She knows everybody. And if you have a dream that you need help launching, Joanne knows people in that industry.
Yes.
And so she's amazing that way, and really one of the most intentional friends that I've ever had, just very intentional on building relationships. So I'm honored to call you one of my best friends and to do this this is happening. We've been talking about it for so long.
Fun. I know, it's a dream. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I have the privilege of introducing Robin. Amazing Robin. She is a wife and a mother to 3 incredible kids.
Yes.
Who, let's just share their nicknames because their family is all about nicknames. So we've got Morgan, who is Sis. We've got Jacob, who is Bubba. And Jordan, precious Jordan, who is
Beepers.
I love it. We're not a nickname family, so when I'm around people who have nicknames, I love it. They've been married 32 years. You and your precious husband, Doug, right? Big time.
Yes.
Long history of marriage.
Love.
And she is a boss babe. I mean, she is the VP of a ceramics company. She is the partner in an energy company. She's also a consultant to many businesses. She does a lot of mentoring, just your life speaks of mentorship and just sowing seeds of investing into others. And she's also, her and her husband Doug were involved in the prayer movement for over 20 years, all around the world and in Orange County, and the prayer houses, and there's regional prayer. And it's been amazing. And you have been a part of actually coming alongside incredible ministry leaders and actually investing in their lives, but also mentoring them, coming alongside their dreams and helping them launch, which is just so who Robin is. And what I love about you, Robin, you are an incredibly intentional friend as well. Like, I see the way you invest in people so deeply and you see them. She values her relationships so deeply. They mean something to her, which you feel when I'm with you, that all of us feel when we're together.
Right.
And I just love how you love people so well. Like, you really make every moment count. And you make every birthday incredibly special. She is the birthday queen of making everyone feel so special on their special day. And you just love just so beautifully. Like, truly, you inspire others, and you've inspired me to be a better friend just by being around you. So
Wow. I mean,
love you.
friends are amazing. Wow, you guys. I mean, I honestly can say at this table, like, everything that each one of us said about one another, I feel the same. You know, just how Jiff feels about Joanne and how Joanne feels about, well, I don't know if I feel that way about me, but, you know, I mean, it's funny, like, words of affirmation, they're powerful, and yet they make you a little uncomfortable,
Right.
you know? I mean, that's, I think, a normal response,
Right.
and so I think we need to get comfortable with people really speaking out how we experience one another, and just live in that affirmation, because it's really powerful.
It's true.
It's kind of like, you know, getting happy birthday sung to you.
Yes.
Everybody, all eyes on you. You're sitting there and you're just like,
Yes.
song over with, right?
right.
Yeah. But I feel like this is beautiful. I love it.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It should be a regular practice.
Absolutely.
To remind people who they are
Absolutely.
to you as an individual. So,
Yes.
yeah. So, Heather, tell us about the Esther experience. What is that?
What is the Esther experience?
Yes.
Well, it's something that just the Lord kind of dropped in my heart several years ago.
Yeah.
But it kind of combines all of my passions into one event. And so I'll do retreats, or I will do trips, and just take women. Like we went to London and Paris and all over Italy together. It was just so much fun. But what we do in these groups, in these trips, are to really focus on 3 things: inner beauty, outer beauty, and expressive beauty. And what I call expressive beauty. And that's really how your gifts and talents, how your makeup affects the world around you for impact.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes, like I've spent years in church ministry. I mean, that was kind of like the foundation of like when we first got married and we started pastoring and did all these different things in the church. And then the Lord started shifting our mindset, and we kind of started shifting our focus more into the business space and working with leaders and things like that. And so I found that in doing that, a lot of times people they got really strong in their inner life, but then their outer life would suffer. And what does that mean? I mean, here we're in Orange County, so I mean, you see all the things all the time, right? And that's not what I'm talking about. Like, that's like that's extreme.
Right.
It can be a little extreme.
Am I right?
It can be a little extreme. No judgment, but I mean, it can be. But then on the other side, a lot of times in our church circles, we cannot care about it at all.
Yes.
And when you're actually out there, it would be like showing up for a job interview, like just crawling out of bed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Who does that? Like,
Exactly.
Nobody.
Ladies, you cannot do that. Like,
No.
do not do that.
No.
So it's like, so it's like teaching ladies how to elevate their natural beauty, outwardly, like how to dress, how to put your makeup on the right way, like how to style your hair, different styles. So we just kind of use that time. And then we actually do a photo shoot.
Love it.
And take the ladies out in the city and do a photo shoot together.
Beautiful. That's so
And then
fun.
we talk about impact. So I think that's it in a nutshell, is we just kind of do all of those different things, but really based on the life of Esther, the book of Esther, and how she was a woman of inner beauty and she was a woman of outer beauty. It was 12 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, 12 months of beauty
12
treatments
months.
before she ever met
Long
the king.
time.
Yes.
And then she was born to save her nation.
That's right.
So
Yes.
that's who we
Amazing
are as
impact.
women. We are created for impact.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think
love
it
that.
also speaks to like showing up with excellence too.
Yes.
You know, like I don't walk into a boardroom and not be dressed.
Yeah.
You know, I need to represent, who I am and what I am called to walk out. And so you represent yourself with excellence, no matter,
Right.
it doesn't mean you have to be ultra fancy.
Right.
It's just showing up with excellence because I believe the Lord calls us to that.
Absolutely. We're representing a kingdom, right?
Right.
Just like Esther was a part of a kingdom, and we're representing the kingdom of God to other people. And if we want people to be drawn to the kingdom,
So
there
good.
has to be something about us that is speaking
Yes.
to the beauty and the creativity and the awe of God, right?
Yes.
So however we're showing up is representing him, so we want to do that well. And I love that because I feel like what that Esther experience does for women, it allows them to embrace
Yes.
the beauty of being a woman and being who God created them to be in whatever fashion that looks like.
Yeah.
But we were fashioned to reign. We were fashioned to speak of something bigger than just this temporary space that we live in, but to speak of something so much more, than just our own temporal world. And I always say beauty inspires. So I'm so inspired by beautiful spaces and beautiful places and beautiful people.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to see that that's something that you've drawn out of women. Like, it's okay to embrace that.
Yeah.
And like actually let people see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the beauty of who God created you to be.
Right.
So
I love that too.
Yeah.
I love it because every woman is beautiful, right? Every woman has beauty, and you gather these women and you unlock the beauty in them and let that come out. And if it's they have to work on letting their outer beauty come out. Like I love how you know what to accentuate on somebody's face and then their hair.
like all of us.
Like you did with us. Yeah. But because sometimes we can feel like, well, I don't want to come too big, or I don't want to, and I love that you're unlocking all of that in the women that you gather for the Esther experience. Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So, Jiffy, boo-boo.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I call her. What was the most amazing thing that happened to you in 2024? Like, tell us all about it.
Wow, there was something amazing that happened,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, so, gosh, I would say back at the beginning of 2024 and even before then. So my husband and I are both in education. We've been teachers for over 30 years. He has taught in our local school district, Capistrano Unified, for almost 30 years, and I've taught in lots of different places. And we just started seeing, what was going on in education and what was going on with kids and families. And started just getting involved a little bit, showing up for board meetings and this and that. And then there was a particular board meeting. Well, actually, before that, I would listen and I'd think about all the, a local school board is powerful because it passes policy that actually affects every classroom and affects every student. And so I actually started thinking like, wow, what if I ran for school board? Like, do they let anyone run for school board? And
Big question.
started praying about it, and then attended a particular board meeting where there was a big topic being discussed. And this one amazing trustee for CUSD was fighting for parents' rights and fighting for something that's really important for kids, but she was fighting pretty much by herself. And so I was sitting there watching what was going on, and I thought, man, Lord, she needs help. And when the Lord goes like this, and it wasn't even so much words, it was just his finger. And I was like, oh man, maybe I'm supposed to run for school board. So I went home, talked to my husband about it, and he said, are you out of your mind?
No.
Let that encouragement.
Well, and being very protective. He was like, I don't know about that. So we prayed and really released it to the Lord and just said, okay, if you want me to do this, then you have to make it clear. And if you don't, I don't want to, we don't want to step into things that God's not calling us to. So prayed about it. He made it very clear to both of us. And the cool thing was, as soon as we said yes, it was like, bam, we just launched, and we were invited into spaces I never thought I'd be invited into in the political world in Orange County. And the great news is that I won.
Yes.
I actually won, and it was pretty miraculous. My opponent was a 12-year incumbent, so she's pretty much a fixture in the area, and the Lord put me in the seat. So I had all the help of my girls the whole time. It was amazing. So now I'm on the board, and I thought campaigning was wow. And now being on the board is like, that was easy. So but it's exciting.
The work begins.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I know for me, just being a part of the whole journey with you, I learned that school board actually means something. That's the one area I think on a lot of ballots that, it's the very last thing. And, I for one, encourage everyone watching the show, vote for your school board. Vote for your school board. That aligns with your values. Because, we watched Jiff overturn a 12-year incumbent, which is huge. This is she was the unstoppable. And then God said something different because he believes in the children in the next generation. And so I'm so proud of you.
I know.
So proud that you did it. You went for it and you did it. And it was not without blood, sweat, and tears.
It was a lot of work.
And a lot of cookies. And a lot of
A lot of
cookies and a lot of meet and greets and a lot of little bouquets of flowers and a lot of talking.
And walking neighborhoods, knocking on doors. It was a lot of work.
It was.
You just plowed. You had a vision.
Yeah.
And you're on assignment. So it's amazing.
Proud of both of you.
So good. Yeah, it's incredible. So amazing. Love it.
So JoJo, tell us all about Give For. I feel like not enough people know about Give For. What it means, what it stands for, what's the passion, all of it. Tell us.
Yeah, well, it's a long story, so I'm going to try to give you the 30,000-foot view of what transpired over the last 7-8 years. So basically, it was birthed out of just time with the Lord, just sitting with him. My husband and I and our family were going through a really rough season and transitioning out of full-time ministry and going back into the marketplace. And we were just kind of like, what is happening? And the Lord said, this is what I want you to do. And I was like, Absolutely not. And then over the course of the next several years, and especially on a trip to India, when I went with a friend and we did ministry in India to all these women, and I was just on the bus one day driving through this area and never been to India before, and just the Lord said, "Do you remember what I told you 2 years ago?" And I was like, "Yeah." "You guys are going to do anything about that?" Wow. I was like, "Nope." Fast forward a year, was in a class that our church was doing on generosity. And again, at the last day of that class, the Lord, I walked out of the classroom and he said, "Are you going to do anything about what I showed you?" And I said, I felt the fear of the Lord on that moment. And I said, "Yes, I'll do it." And I knew if I didn't, then it was like, I'm done talking to you about this.
And pick somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when I heard, which is so crazy, after starting the journey of stepping into Give For, which is all about just working with people who have generous hearts. It's about helping them be strategic in their giving and the impact they want to make on the world. And so especially my heart was for businesses, because I met all these business women, leaders, men and women, CEOs who were like, "We always want to give. We want to give out of our business." It's smart, actually. It's smart to give from your business because it's a win-win tax-wise.
Yes.
But they didn't know how to do it well. They didn't know how to do it strategically. They didn't know how to incorporate that into their whole business strategy. And so I got to step in with what I love to do, is unlock hearts in that place of being generous. And what's your passion? What's your dream? How do you want to make an impact? What do you see that no one else can see? What do you want to change? And say, okay, this is how you can drive that with your giving. And working with, all types of different big businesses, small businesses, construction companies, just people who wanted to give back. So it's been a journey, but it's been so much fun. And really, Give For kind of was birthed out of the question, what do you give for? Like, we all give to things.
That's so good.
So what do you give for was kind of the beginning of the conversation of just, what do you want to give for? What do you give for? And just really aligning that and being very strategic was my heart to bring that to people, so they felt like, wow, we're really making a difference and we're doing the thing we love to do. And our employees are feeling inspired, and it's
amazing.
More than just a paycheck to them now. So it's been a lot of fun.
I haven't heard that part.
I haven't heard the
I've
Give
never
For
heard this
either.
part.
What the heck? What part?
Yeah.
Give for.
What do you give for?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
I haven't
know.
heard that part.
I always forget to say that. But that's
amazing.
That's what it was
amazing.
about.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's
what do you
powerful.
give for? Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
because it's so clear, knowing you well, like we all do, that the Lord chose you for that, because you are so intentional. And so you see the needs, like, I mean, I know I could speak for us. It's like when we are hiding our needs, or we're maybe like dipping out and not sharing something, Joanne will come
Here's
after
JoJo.
us. She pulls you out and see.
Pulling it out.
Oh yeah, you ain't hiding
She's
from Joanne.
relentless with it too.
But you're like that with the needs that you see in the world, and the things that you know that the Lord wants to address, the problems that He wants to solve. And then you being so connected, of course He's going to use you with businesses that want to do that, and then to inspire them to give, not just because they get the tax break or whatever, which is great, but it's like, no, what's your passion? What's on your heart? What do you want to give for? So I love that. And
what
it's so
do
you.
you give for?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
it's also
you.
a challenging question.
is.
It's
Yeah.
like it's a both and. It's like, what do you want to give to? But then, what do you give for? Like, why do you give?
Yeah, the
What is
motivation
the
of your
challenge?
heart.
Yes.
There is a motivation behind our giving. So it's important to get down to the very foundation of that and the root of that in our own hearts.
Yes.
Because if not, sometimes we give out of that place of just expectation or false expectation, obligations, like all of those different things. And that can be really inhibiting for our giving. So I love that.
It
That's
shuts people down for sure.
For sure.
I give to all these things, but I have no idea. Like, there's no impact in my giving.
Right.
I don't really understand what happens to my money that I send.
Right.
So they do tend to not want to give.
Right.
And so that was my heart. Like, I want people to feel inspired to give and give abundantly and, without reservation, because they are making the difference and doing the things they love to do. So, so
Okay, I want to ask you.
Yes.
Oh, what? I
Let's
didn't
talk about
Okay.
our friend Robin
Yes.
Kifu here.
Yeah.
So, Robin is a boss babe
Yes.
for sure. And I would love for you to just share about, I know you're right now currently involved in 2 businesses, and you've had a major impact on both of those businesses and continue to. Can you tell us the story of that a little bit?
Yeah. So I would say it always circles back to 2 of my deep core values, and that is relationship and honesty. I think, everything like that I've done throughout my professional life, it's always been rooted in relationship. Business is business wherever you go. The foundation is the same in any business. I'm not saying you don't have to know certain things about different industries. You can learn anything. But business is business, and relationships matter. So if you have that foundation set, then you can really transform wherever you go, wherever you step into, whatever place you step into, you can bring transformation. Excuse me, currently I'm a vice president of a ceramics company, and that was sort of, I came out of a really hard season professionally with some other things, and the Lord really said, "Are you ready to go again?" And I said, I'm ready. Let's go. So I actually was invited into this position with someone that I dearly love and care for. He is, I would say that the place that I stepped into actually, before I even knew it, I didn't realize that it would actually save his life. And so there's just this whole beautiful exchange of professional learning this whole industry, and then also God being in it and transforming the atmosphere, the environment, all of it. It's just like this beautiful exchange of kingdom,
Okay.
And then the second is I am part owner in a startup energy company that's actually been working on that for about 17 years. And actually since Jordan was a baby, our youngest, this beautiful relationship with this unassuming family, absolutely brilliant. I mean, just extraordinary family from India, and they have just become the sweetest people in my life. They're just so loving, so honoring, and so the father and I are actually in the process of, just doing some development, interviewing engineers, that kind of thing right now. And so the actual product is really set up to I can't tell you a lot about it, but just because of disclosure things. But it's really we believe, going to transform areas of Indigenous people in different countries, specifically in India. Amazing. And so good.
I love that. Fun. You know what? I'm just sitting here thinking about everything that we just shared. And every single one of them is connected to a specific assignment.
Yes.
Have you noticed that?
Yes.
We're all God's given you an assignment for Give For, and you an assignment in business, and you an assignment in the education space, and me an assignment for what we're doing. And it's just it's assignment connected.
It is.
And I love that, because that's how God works, right? He puts something in our heart, and then assignment is and
so true.
Seasons change and assignments change.
Absolutely true.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
When you were sharing, I just was thinking, there's a lot of business people who have relationships on the side, and you are a relationship person who does business. And I think just even walking alongside you, as I've gotten to know both of these companies through you, it's all about the relationship.
It is.
It's all about you have these business skills and you have so much business wisdom, but it was the relationship. It was the relationship with each of these people that really transformed both these companies, or is going to launch this one company. And so that's beautiful. And I feel like that's what we're all about here at the table too. It's just relational and friendship.
Yes.
And I love that you said that in the context of what you were sharing, is that it was birthed out of relationship, what you're doing now, but that relationships matter.
Yeah.
And that's a core value of yours, and I think it is for all of us that.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about all those things, how relationships matter, and how we treat one another matters, how we are with each other matters, and it matters to the Lord. It's a kingdom principle, and He's very clear about it in Scripture. So, but I love that we're going to talk about all those things, and what does that look like to do that well?
And,
and you've done it so well.
Yeah, and it changes the world.
Yeah, it
if
does.
we can demonstrate kingdom relationship and what God designed in relationship, that's what changes the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think, too, just a really important thing is that, we forget that everything we do matters to the Lord.
Absolutely.
Like, all of it matters. It doesn't matter if you're, in ministry, pastor, traveling globally for all the things that you do, Heather, school board, wherever we go, we are bringing impact.
Yeah.
That matters to the Lord. And that's how we have to approach our life. Even if you're, and I don't say just.
Right.
This is like the most powerful calling is being a wife and a mother.
Right.
And I remember the decades that, I've always loved working. So I would work until 2 and 3 in the morning because I loved watching my dad be an entrepreneur. And then I worked in my grandparents' jewelry store. And so I learned a lot of that business stuff that I just absolutely love. But I did that also while my kids were little. And, even if you're young and you're raising your children, you do that and you do it unto the Lord.
Absolutely.
Whatever that is, because you're being formed in those seasons to walk out the things as we get older.
Absolutely.
And I know we can all say that.
Yeah. It's the
At the
greatest
table.
kingdom
It's
assignment.
the greatest. It's the best.
No time wasted.
No time
All
wasted.
builds onto
Yeah.
the next thing.
Yeah.
And everything we do, there's
Yes.
layers and seasons
Yes.
that build into the next thing that we're about to do.
Yes.
And builds into that place of
Yeah.
creating, the deeper investment and impact that we are called to make.
Yes.
So I love
So
that.
fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
beautiful.
I love it.
This is so fun.
And I just I want to say this to everyone that's watching. We all know each other really well, but there's never something that there's always something that surprises me that I learned something new
Yeah.
today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I just want to encourage everyone watching to pursue your friends, make time for your friends, be intentional with your friends. Like all of us at the table, like we don't let each other go. My friends don't let me get away with anything. Easy, hard. It doesn't matter. Like they pursue. And so I just want to encourage everyone today to go after the people that you love, that God's placed in your life, the women that God's placed in your life. And if you don't have any, be a solution.
Yeah, that's so good, Ramen. This is so fun, you guys. We're doing it. Can you believe we're doing it?
We're doing it.
Yeah, so what are we
Yes.
going to talk about next time, girl?
Next time, stay tuned. Please join us. Like and subscribe. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. Sorry, not sorry. We are going to talk about how we actually even got here and just what we all have carried in our hearts for some decades.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to dive into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Can't
It's going to
wait.
be great.
So thank you for joining us today on Around the Table. We love to hear your thoughts on today's topic.
Yes.
So be sure to drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Don't forget to like it. we love the comments. And subscribe so that you never miss an episode. You can also connect with us on Instagram, Around the Table _US, to stay updated on our upcoming 6-week mentorship program and our summer gathering. We would love to have you with us, whether you're local or not. Fly in, come see us or not. We can't wait to connect with you. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.